One of the quiet goals on my bucket list this spring was to spot the first butterfly of the year. We packed up the van and loaded the bikes. Today, we're heading out on a slow bike ride, starting at Wickham and taking us all the way to Soberton and Droxford. Just some quiet time outdoors, seeing what the season has to offer. The route follows an old railway line, now a peaceful bridle way that winds its way through fields, under bridges, past tangled hedgerows and bursts of blossom. Wickham is a village that feels like it's always been there. It sits right on an old Roman road that once connected Chichester to Winchester, with the River Meon winding quietly through the middle. There's a square in the centre, lined with old buildings and a proper market town energy. The village was once a stop on a Victorian railway that was supposed to link London straight to the Isle of Wight. The line's gone now, but the old track lives on as a cycle path, which is the route we're on today. Wickham has seen everything from Saxon settlers to tanning and brewing industries, and even a mill built from the timber of a captured American warship. And the fair, it's been going on since the 1200s and still sets up shop every May, horses and all. It's the kind of place that just holds its history quietly. You can feel it as you ride through. We've been trying to bring a bit more movement into our weeks lately. Not necessarily for fitness or goals, just for our heads. A slow ride, some fresh air, and a change of pace does more good than you realise.
There's our first butterfly.
A peacock butterfly, drifting through the sunshine, landed on the path in front of us. A small moment, but a hopeful one. Everything feels like it's waking up again. You start to notice the way the light hits new leaves, and the soft rustle of spring beneath your tyres. Cycling's become a quiet little ritual, a way to clear our heads, to reconnect with the seasons, and to remember how much is right on our doorstep. When life feels a little bit cluttered, we get on the bikes. It's not about distance or speed, just the feeling of being out together, noticing different things. Tom pulled over to grab a handful of cleavers, also known as Sticky Willy if you grew up chucking it at your mates. Apparently, it makes a refreshing drink when steeped in cold water, especially with a bit of mint.
Cool.
Later that evening, whilst editing this video, Tom poured us a couple of glasses of his cleaver and mint water, with ice from the freezer and the mint picked from the garden. And honestly, it was deliciously fresh, slightly grassy, but weirdly perfect after a day like today. That's so fresh. Halfway through the ride, we found our way down to St. Clair's Meadow, a quiet patch beside the River Meon. Isn't that just beautiful? We followed the sound of running water. It was one of those places that just stops you in its tracks. The river was slow and clear, sunlight catching the ripples. We sat there a while, not really talking, just watching. It's good to pause like that sometimes. Some cows grazed nearby, and there were nettles thick under the trees, and old trunks fallen like bridges across the bank. Now we're halfway, time to go back. On the ride back, the light had shifted, that golden hour warmth soaking into everything. Long shadows across the path, birds flickering across the sky, and the kind of stillness that makes you breathe a little deeper. We've both found that getting outside, like we just did, helps when things get loud in your head. Even a short ride seems to loosen something, like blowing away cobwebs. It's just a slow spring day on the bikes, but it's days like this we'll remember. We packed up the bikes into the van and headed home. Aircon on and legs tired. That was so good. That cleared my mind.
My legs are like tingly.
My legs are tingly, my muscles have been used, my heart is beating. Sometimes a bike ride like that is just what you need. If you're still watching, thank you for riding with us. You're welcome to follow along our journey, wherever it takes us. Thank you for watching.